Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope you had a great day overall, man. I'm back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We're going to be speaking about Floyd Schofield revealing new poisoned evidence from the Shakur Stevenson fight. We're going to be speaking about Keith Thurman sounding delusional after his KO loss to Sebastian Fundora. Then, of course, we're going to get into some open boxing topics. You feel what I'm saying? But before we get into all of that, if y'all could please hit the like button on the way in, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,500 mark, looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, y'all? How we feeling? How we feeling? I see the comments already. We already got 10 people in the building, man. We definitely going to cook up, man. Looking to have a great show with all of y'all. I hope everybody's day went very well, man. God bless you and yours. We definitely in the building. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Justin Jackson in the building. What's going on? He said, ask Shakur. Yeah. Jay, what up? How we feeling? How we feeling? Marissa in the building. What's going on, little sis? How you feeling? Talk to me, man. How we feeling? He says, so they did cream the little skull. That's a crazy ass question. That's a super pause right there. But I mean, listen, I don't know if it's cream. I can't call it. 5 styles of bullshit. That's fucking hilarious. 5 styles. Have you mastered the 5 styles of boxing? Man, shut the fuck up. Tricks, what up? What's going on? Oh, okay, Marissa. Sound like a productive day. That's what's up. Always good to keep yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? That's how you progress in life. Ralph, what up? The WBA bylaws. Yeah. I'm glad. You know what though? I'm a applaud Floyd Schofield for that though, man. You know what I mean? Getting attorneys involved to make sure that his son get that opportunity, man. Because the WBA. Hold on, my dad texted me. Because you know the WBA been having a lot of bullshit. They've been doing a lot of bullshit when it comes to Gervonta Davis, man. You know what I mean? Not giving them mandatories. You know what I'm saying? Taking the belt from them, giving it back, having motherfuckers in the sanctioning bodies waiting all day. You know what I mean? Trying to get it. They all sitting there trying to get an opportunity, and they just letting Tank do whatever he want. So I'm glad he got the attorneys involved to go ahead and have the WBA order that shit, man. Because them motherfuckers got to stand on some type of business, man. They got to stand on some type of business. Why y'all niggas so scared to press Tank, bro? Why y'all so quick to give him his belt back? Like, I don't know, bro. I feel like the moment that you strip a motherfucker, the only way they can get it back is if they fight for it. I never heard of that shit. Like, but whatever, man. You know what I mean? I'm a salute. I'm a salute Auntie Sco for that, man. I'm a salute him for that. You know what I mean? Pressing the WBA to get his son the opportunity that they've been waiting for. They've been number one for like a year and a half, from what I heard. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm happy that he took that initiative to make that happen. You feel me? And I feel like that should be a learning lesson to everybody else, man. I mean, motherfuckers playing around and they going against their rules, they bending their rules to benefit other people, and you're not getting your opportunities. I think that's the move to do, man. Get them lawyers involved and put pressure on them motherfuckers, man, because if not, they're going to walk all over you. You know what I'm saying? Trick said, I'm going to be honest, I think the WBA is worse than the WBC. Really? Listen, man, I think I look at them all the same, bro. Like, there's some that staying on business more than others, but I think they all got the same motives. They got the same goals. You know what I'm saying? And I was reading, like, some of their rules, too. Like, a lot of their rules, when you read them, like, they word them in a way where it's like they could easily bend them. You feel what I'm saying? But I look at them all the same. Just like how I look at all these promoters. All these promoters got the same goal, got the same objective. You know what I'm saying? They all in it for the same reason. So, You know what I mean? I don't get, whether you at the top of the board or you at the bottom of the totem pole, a snake is a snake. You know what I mean? Mercer said, I need to watch the Andre Ward sit down interview with Virgil Hunter. I watched a good portion of it. I was eating this shit, and while I was eating, I was watching it. That was a good interview, man. Really showed a lot about Andre Ward, where he came from. Andre Ward got a hell of a story, man. Oh my God, that man done been through a lot. He experienced a lot of shit, and you would never know that Andre Ward did the things that he did based off his personality. You know what I'm saying? He definitely had his little history, he had his little past, which is surprising to me. You know what I mean? Because he got such a strong relationship with God. You would have thought he was always like that, but he wasn't. Great interview, man. Virgil Hunter is just a different type of human being, bro. That man is that's a special guy right there. I ain't gonna lie to you. Zuma, what's the vibe? We chilling and maintaining, brother. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing really to it. We about to get into this conversation. I'm gonna let a few more people come in here, but I'm gonna wait till we get to that 10-minute mark, and then we're gonna start chopping it up. You feel me? Josue Hernandez, what up? Hey yo, Dizzy, salute. Salute. My day was cool, bro. It was regular, bro. Work. Picked up my son. I mean, I ain't go to the gym today because I'm still, my health ain't fully bounced back yet, man. I ain't where I truly want to be, so I'm trying to rest. And I mean, the more I rest, hopefully, the quicker I recover. You feel what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't know. I might take this week off for like the first time in forever. I might. We'll see. I mean, or I might just sneak. I always find a way to sneak in there. You feel me? So, we'll see. Virgil Hunter, niece is Keisha Cole. No. Keisha Cole is no. Virgil Hunter is Keisha Cole's dad. Virgil Hunter is Keisha Cole's biological father, not his niece. I remember when that shit came out. She searched for that man for I don't know how long. And she finally found out who he was. Turns out this nigga was a fucking Hall of Fame boxing coach. You know what I mean? And she found out not too long ago. You feel me? Like that wasn't even that shit had to be like 10 years ago, maybe less than that. You know what I mean? No, that's her father. And she never knew. She searched for him for damn near her whole life. Imagine you running around, you get at the top of the totem pole of your career in terms of being a boxing coach, and the whole time you got a daughter that made it to the top of the music industry at one point in time. Both legends, but in different fucking lanes. You feel me? That's dope. That's dope, man. And you know what I mean? Obviously, I would have loved to have seen Virgil Hunter and Keisha Cole life since she was a baby, but unfortunate shit happened. Same shit happened to my dad. My dad found out he had a daughter a few years ago that was out in Cali, and he didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So that type of shit happens, man. There's also Bivol Fight Week. Yeah, man. But I see a lot of people not really talking about it. I'm sure it's just because, Bivol ain't been around in a while. You feel what I'm saying? So a little bit of inactivity, motherfuckers find ways to forget about you and shit like that. And plus, he ain't got the most notable opponent neither. So it is what it is. Ray gonna be eating shock jab all night. Ooh, you think so? Wait. Hold up. Before we get to cooking though, man, I had a lot of people through DM, through text. I even had a homie call me. 2 homies called me actually and was asking what I was gonna do for my son's birthday. I've still got some things planned. I'm working on some things right now. But a lot of people ask, what should they get my son, man? I'm so grateful that my son has you know, the support system that he does, man. People genuinely love my son, and it's a beautiful thing because it goes to show how they feel about me as well. And you know, just like every year since he's been born, I've been putting together like little Amazon registry lists for people that want to show my son some love or whatever the case is. You know, I'm big on fatherhood over here. And you know, I always look out for the babies, man. So, you know what I mean? That's the Amazon list right there. If y'all would like to get something from my son, that'd be very much appreciated. Or if you just want to shoot a little happy birthday message, that's also appreciated too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, that's pretty much that. I already know my family gonna take down a majority of this list. But if anybody that wanna, you know, show their love or whatever the case is, want to get little Micah a gift, you know, it's all love. I appreciate that. But anyways, man, let's get into this conversation, man. Bella Faith says Shock and Ford's face to face got spicy. I can't wait. Yeah, that shit is heated to a whole new level, man. Shock don't like Ford. Ford don't like Shock. You can see that shit on Ford's face that he ready to fight. He cannot stand Shock. And I don't know if it's because Shock don't think much of him. I think that's what's really pissing off Raymond Ford, to be honest with you. I think it's the fact that Shock been downplaying him. Shock don't really give a fuck about him. That Shock is talking about everybody except Ray. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Shock is locked in on Raymond Ford. You know what I'm saying? Because I think he knows that if he loses the Ford, then, you know, it's back to the drawing board and that Shakur fight is gone. And we don't even know if it's going to be available if he beats Raymond Ford. But regardless, I think Shock is very confident in himself. I don't think he's necessarily underestimating Raymond Ford. I guess we'll see the night of the fight. But I think him belittling Raymond Ford and calling Shakur his father, you could tell that really gets underneath Raymond's skin. He really don't like that shit. You know, he makes it seem like it's not personal, but based off of that face-off that we just seen earlier, everything makes me feel like it's personal at this point. They don't like each other. They said they're not touching gloves. None of that. Oh shit! So Tank ran into Adrian Broner. Hold up. Damn. Tank took AB off camera to have a real conversation. I'd have never thought. I ain't think Tank and AB was gonna link up anytime soon, but we see it. Anyways, let me go ahead. Let me pull up that video. But yeah, I think that Raymond Ford is really pissed off by Oshaki. I don't know if that means because you could see it. Like, look at, you could tell that Shock has gotten in the Raymond Ford head. Out of power. What up? You feel me? You could tell that. Look how animated Ray is. We never really see Ray animated. You know what I'm saying? We always see like Ray talking shit, but he always laid back. He calm, cool with it. This one, he's super hype. You know what I'm saying? He want to fight right there. Like he ready to go. I never really seen Ray in this type of mode. You feel what I'm saying? And Shock is the one that's playing it cool. You know what I mean? He's not really engaging in all the psychological warfare. It just seemed like he ready to fight. But don't let me tell it. I'll let you see it for yourself. So let's see.
You getting break your shit. Yeah, I'm gonna break your shit. Hey, what? Man, good, nigga. Man, good. Stop bumping me, bro. Don't get to touching me, none of that. Don't touch me, G. Daddy, don't touch me, G. If you doing my shit, I'll break my shit. Don't touch me.
Now, Raymond Ford telling niggas in Shock crew, I'll break your shit. So he's angry. He's very frustrated. You know, I think that's plain to see at this point. It's lit. It's lit. It's up. It's up now. Motherfuckers gotta step.
Touch me, man. Y'all talking crazy, boy. I'm gas. My nigga's pussy. My nigga's pussy. Why you gonna get knocked out walking up? Watch out, boy. You a little ass boy. I will beat you the fuck up, nigga. Get out my man's face when we take you. What you looking scared for? Hey, yo, kid, come here, kid. Scared for, man? Why you looking so scared now, man? Talking about my man saying bitch and all that. Watch what I do to him. Niggas not on Watch what I do to him.
Definitely heated. I would have loved to have seen an uncut version of that, but these motherfuckers do not like each other. These motherfuckers is ready to fight. But just based off of this interaction right here, this little small clip that Matchroom put together, Raymond Ford, very animated, a bit out of character in my opinion, but that could just mean that, it works different for certain people. There's some people that when you get in their head, they don't know how to handle it. You know what I mean? They spiral, they end up fucking up their chances of winning the fight. Then there's motherfuckers that when you get in their head, that's the worst thing that you could do, because that turned them into a whole different monster. One of my favorite examples of that is Oscar De La Hoya. When Oscar De La Hoya was fighting and shit like that, you know what I mean? One of the worst things you could have did, especially with a prime De La Hoya, is talk trash to him, because that just motivated him to a different level, and it made him even sharper, made him even more focused on the night of the fight to silence you. You know what I'm saying? And there's other people that I feel like once you get in their head, they fall apart. Like I think one of the biggest examples of this era would be Teofimo Lopez. I think that whole situation with George Kambosos was an example of falling apart due to psychological warfare. That's just one example. I'm sure we could probably, put together a few more. But when you get in somebody's head, it's one or two things that could happen out of that. That could be your worst choice that you could make. Or it could be the best choice that you make. It's either going to be really good for you or it's going to be really bad for you. Either way, we got to see exactly how Raymond Ford approaches this fight, man, because he did seem a bit emotional in this face-off. Shock just seemed calm, cool, collected, like he'd been there before. And, you could tell that he's just confident in his abilities going into this fight. You know what I'm saying? Now, can that be underestimation? Possibly. Like I said, we won't know until they actually fight each other. But just seeing how out of character Raymond Ford is right now is either going to be a really good thing or a really bad thing for Shock. You know what I'm saying? I keep hearing Raymond Ford talk, and he's letting everybody know that, the best thing that Shock can do is run, because if he's staying right in front of him, it's going to be an early night. And so he just, in his mind, he feels like Shock's best option is to box him. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think that O'Shaquie Foster has some good punching power as well. I think he's a dog, and I don't think he really minds coming forward to I don't think he really minds scrapping. So if it gets to that and it becomes a shootout, we're gonna have a hell of a fucking fight on our hands. I already think this fight got me sold. This is what I'm gonna be spending my weekend doing. I ain't got my son this weekend. Definitely gonna be falling back, resting, chilling, but we definitely throwing that fight on, and we gonna have ourselves a good time. You feel what I'm saying? On top of that, I might just do some live fight commentary to it. I ain't gonna lie, man. This is a fight that we needed for real. It was a fight that wasn't really heavily demanded. You know what I mean? Like, people wanted it, but it wasn't like a heavily demanded fight. But now that it's here, there's no other fight I want to see right now. I'm locked in. I need to see that. You know what I'm saying? Bella said, yeah, Oscar beat the fuck out of Mayorga. Yeah. Oscar wasn't one of them niggas to play with, man. Like, if he was in his bag, just leave him alone. You know what I mean? You want to play it cool with Prime Oscar, you got to play it cool with him. You got to play it cool with him because, you know what I mean? You say the wrong thing to him or he felt disrespected, whatever. You was going to turn him up to a new level. You know what I'm saying? You had to be a bad motherfucker to beat Oscar, bro. Straight up. But anyways, that's my thoughts on that face-off. Like I said, this fight is going to be very telling for Raymond Ford. If Raymond Ford get out of character and he emotional in this fight, that's going to give Shock a lot of room to use his emotions against him and possibly outbox him. That's what I personally think is going to happen. I think Shock is going to outbox Raymond Ford. You know what I mean? I think that I think that fight with O'Shaquie and Stephen Fulton gave him a lot of confidence, and he got some good momentum on his side right now. But one thing about these guys that I've stated in the past is both of these guys have been inconsistent throughout their careers. I mean, O'Shaquie was like, yeah, I lost to some bums before, blah blah blah. You know what I'm saying? But I learned and I got past all of that, and so he's taking accountability for that. But even with the second Conceição fight, very inconsistent performance, and there's people who thought he lost that second fight when he got robbed in the first one. Raymond Ford, he'll look like an absolute superstar one fight, then look a little bit shaky in the other. He's been like that throughout the course of his career. You know what I'm saying? Losing to Nick Ball and then looking phenomenal his first two fights at 130, then fighting Abraham Nova and looking, looking a little bit suspect. So, it depends on who's really going to be locked in mentally, man. If it looks like both of them are focused, look like both of them are ready, shot, look like he was in shape weeks out before the fight, hopefully he don't fall victim to overtraining or nothing like that. But, as somebody who's been boxing a long time, I'm sure Shockey knows when to rest. And, I'm sure he listens to his body. Raymond Ford, he's had a history of having some bad weight cuts. So hopefully this isn't one of those situations neither, because he's going to need all the energy he has within him to fight somebody like O'Shaquie Foster. You know what I'm saying? So I think O'Shaquie Foster's going to pull it off. For real. I ain't going to lie, man. With this whole storyline, I'm actually rooting for O'Shaquie Foster to win. I would like to see O'Shaquie defeat Raymond Ford. You know what I mean? And no disrespect to Raymond Ford, because like I said, I've had him in my gym before. He sparred at my gym. You know what I mean? He's from Camden, which is right down the block from us. It's all love, and I support that man 1,000%. But I just don't like that whole situation that's going on over with, the brotherhood over there, Ray, Shakur, Keyshawn, Zaquin, Richardson Hitchens over there being a little dick rider and all that. I just don't like them clicking up to try to go up against other niggas. Like, that's super corny to me. And Shock been wanting that Shakur Stevenson fight when a lot of people haven't been calling out. Shakur Stevenson, that'd be a good little storyline. You go ahead and you beat Raymond Ford, who, has a close relationship with Shakur, and then you go right after Shakur after the fact. Now you talking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm actually rooting for Shockey Foster. I think he's going to pull off a unanimous decision win. I don't see none of these dudes being knocked out. It's really hard for me to even see somebody getting dropped in this fight, to be honest with you. But I hope it's a good mix of, like, bad blood and some smart boxing. I want to see some smart boxing in there. I want to see a good jab in there. I want to see, good game plans being executed. I want to see them getting down in the trenches and rumbling too. I want to see a nice little mix up. And I think that's what we're going to get out of this fight, because, both of these guys are skilled. Both of these guys do have great ring intelligence, but they also gritty. They also, if they had to, they bring the fight. You know what I'm saying? So, This has all of the ingredients to be an absolute super fight, bro. One of the fights of the year. Has all the potential to do that. My boy Justin Jackson said Foster by UD or MD. Okay, unanimous decision or majority decision. Let me see. Yo, Al, I'm not sure what you're referring to, brother. You say you seen that day that I checked out Ticketmaster, and you told me Ticketmaster, but when I checked it just had the sections, not like the chart you had your screen to know exactly what spot. How you get the seat section shown on Ticketmaster? Bro, you just pull it up. Maybe that feature isn't available like on your mobile device, but it might be available on a laptop or a computer. Maybe that's the desktop version. I'm not sure. But I've never had issues pulling that specific feature up on Ticketmaster. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Conceição Fulton and Ford is it's a nice resume. It's definitely a nice resume. You also got Ray Vargas. You know what I'm saying? You got O'Shaquie building up a nice little resume. But if he beat Raymond Ford, that's a good name. That's a former world champ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure, man. I'm sorry about that. Let me see. Let me see if I can pull something up. How many tickets is left for Xander and Boots? Damn. Xander and Boots sold a shit ton of tickets. As a matter of fact, I think I know what you're talking about now. I don't know if that is that Ticketmaster that I pulled up that you could see? I don't know. Now it's not showing me neither. Yeah, I don't see that shit. Maybe it was a different website that I was looking at. Was it StubHub? No, let me see. I was looking at Ticketmaster. Where did I get my tickets from? Did I get it from Ticketmaster? Bro, I don't even know. I'm burnt out. I ain't gonna lie. This ain't gonna be a long live. It's definitely not gonna be a long live, man. Never used StubHub. I don't think I did neither. My boy Rouse said he got Oshaki split decision. Okay, that's a competitive fight. If it's a split, that means somebody, one of the judges thought Ray won. Man. But we'll see, man. So, heated face-off between Raymond Ford and Oshaki Foster, man. I'm excited. I'm hyped. I'm looking forward to seeing the outcome of this fight. I'll be giving you guys a more detailed breakdown as the time goes past during the week. We still at the beginning of the week. So maybe on Thursday. I like to wait until the weigh-ins, though, man, because I feel like the weigh-ins say so much. So as a matter of fact, I'm going to wait until Friday afternoon to go ahead and put together a prediction for y'all guys, man. I really hope that y'all enjoy that. Because it gives you some indications on what we could be seeing. Like if we see somebody on that scale that look absolutely drained, look like they done put they all into making that weight to the point where it might look like they might have left some fight in the gym, I may sway my whole opinion. You know what I mean? Because I ain't gonna lie, man. Like when Shock and Stephen Fulton was fighting, I was rocking with Fulton. I'm like, yo, Fulton can pull it off, man. He can pull it off. He can pull it off. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't say it on camera. I ain't want to say it on camera because I was rocking with Philly, man. Just trying to support my people. I seen how the way Fulton looked on that scale. I'm like, and he missed weight. I'm like, how you just, bro, this your first fight at 30 and you missed weight. I was like, oh yeah, this nigga Fulton bullshitting. So I went and told all my homies, I said, yo, don't bet on Fulton. Don't. You know what I mean? Oshaki had a chip on his shoulder that whole camp. He was telling Fulton that he felt disrespected because he was acting like they was acting like he wasn't a champion. You know what I'm saying? Like Shocky had something to prove, bro, and that motherfucker proved it. So, you know what I mean? That whole time I was rocking with Fulton, and I should have known because truth be told, I had one of my guys go over there to spar Stephen Fulton, but the nigga was like 2 hours late to the gym. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, y'all told us to come at a certain time for work, and there wasn't nobody's fault except his, for real, because everybody was there except him. Bo was there, Boots was there, everybody was there. He gonna come in like 2 hours late. This nigga had like a shopping bag and shit. I'm like, all right. So by that, bro, we had waited so long that my guy had just ended up sparring one of Boots fighters and shit, and a couple other guys, not who we actually came to work with, but it is what it is. Out of power said, wait, no, you talking to Jay. Damn, out of power, you got some money, man. You got something for me, man? Let me know. Let me know you got something for me, man. It's like, no, I already got a ticket. I got a good seat too, man. I'm hyped about that shit. I ain't gonna lie to you. I cannot wait. I ain't been to New York in a minute, too. I don't even remember the last time I went to New York. Last time I went to New York was probably like 2 years ago. Almost 2 years ago. Nah, bullshit. Oh, I ain't been there in like 3 years. Like the winter of 2023 or early 2024. I don't know. Josue said, Mazuma, they added some Puerto Rican boxing to the Zayas and Boost card. Is he any good? I don't know who you referring to, brother. I would have to look. Let me see. Was it on BoxRec? Let's see. Let me see who's on the event. Juanma, oh, you talking about Juanita? He alright. I ain't really too big on him. I think they bigging him up because he Juan Manuel Lopez's son. You know what I'm saying? He was a former world champion. Now his son coming up. You know, he young. He like 20 years old. So they trying to build him. But, you know, he in a weight class where it's not that many notable names. So they trying to go ahead and move him fast and shit like that. But, you know, I'm going to keep it real. Like, I'm not really too big on the kid. I don't really think he all that. I think he got a lot of work to do. He got some power, though. He's strong like his pop. But I'm not really too big on him yet. But I'm gonna take a little bathroom break, y'all. I'll be right back. My bad, y'all. We back. We back. What's going on? What's going on? So let's get on to the next topic, man. Before I get up out of here, you feel what I'm saying? I just need to get back to resting because today definitely was a little tough to. It was a little tough to get on this live, so my apologies for that. But what I want to talk about next is motherfucking Keith Thurman, man. I had to speak on this. I was gonna speak about the motherfucking toxicology report that Floyd Schofield allegedly put up with his son and him having, all types of drugs in his system, saying they was trying to kill his son, and him, indirectly pointing fingers at people and shit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I was gonna talk about that, but that's irrelevant at this point, man. You feel what I'm saying? I think what's more relevant is him possibly getting this Gervonta Davis fight. So, it is what it is. But I just wanted to play this clip right here, man, to talk about Keith Thurman's thoughts, you know what I'm saying? Because, he popped back up out of nowhere. He been, on the he been a little incognito since getting his ass whooped against Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to play this reaction, man. I wanted to play exactly what Keith Thurman said and how he's still outraged. Because remember, after he got stopped by Sebastian Fundora, he was extremely upset with the referee's decision. He was talking sideways about the referee, all that good shit, man. So I wanted to see if his opinion would change after sitting back and watching the fight, but obviously not. So let's play this clip right here. Let's see what Keith Thurman had to say. Let's see what he's angry about, because he's definitely frustrated with how the way that fight ended with Sebastian Fundora.
What's the purpose of having a guard if I'm going to be guarded and every time he hits me, you're going to give him full credit? Like, I could tell he was trying to stop me, right? But I posted the video, bro. He didn't land one punch. I posted it. He didn't land one punch, okay? So you're trying to stop me. I feel that, but you're nowhere near stopping me. And then you let him stop me. You know what I mean? So, like, he deserves zero credit right now, and you go ahead and give him extra credit. I've never been stopped. And to stop a fight before this fighter has been dropped, where is the signal that this fight needs to be stopped?
All the fucking bruises and cuts that you had on your face, and how every time Sebastian Fundora was hitting you upside your head, you was visibly hurt, and then on top of that, you're throwing wild punches and missing, and he's countering you. And bro, what the fuck you mean? What was the signal? Do you have to get dropped in order for referees to stop a fight? No. If the fight's clearly not competitive, you're taking punishment while the other guy is wailing away at you, and then on top of that, you're not even hitting this man clean. So taking all of that into consideration, why the fuck wouldn't they stop the fight? You clearly was outclassed. He was too big. He was too strong. He was too youthful for you, obviously. Keith Thurman, his legs were still underneath him. He still has something left in the tank, but, every time, he just couldn't get the range. Fundora found out how to keep the range on motherfuckers. You feel what I'm saying? So now he keeping his range. He catch you at the end of his shots, which is even more devastating. Not only that, he hit you with an uppercut and you had buckled. You were visibly getting hurt by each and every shot that was landing on you. Even when you was catching, and you speaking about the high guard, you were getting hit so hard, Keith, that you was catching shots on the high guard, and from the high guard in itself, you were still getting hurt. Your face was still breaking up from shots you was catching with the high guard. You talking about, oh, it was my glove. It was my glove that hurt, that caused the bruising. All right, but the impact from his glove hit your glove, and that's what caused the bruising. So it wasn't just your glove from just holding it up against your face. No, it was the impact from Sebastian Fundora's punches that was making you break up. And then a little prior to you getting stopped, you got cut. And you were panicking in there. Like, if you watch that fight with Keith Thurman, you were literally panicking in there, looking for some type of solution, just hoping that your power bail you out, just hoping that you run them into one of them one-time wide-ass punches, them little awkward-ass shots you throw him. But Fundora had your card, bro. He had your card. You know what I'm saying? He had your card. There was nothing that you could do about that. So the fight's not competitive. So take this into consideration. The fight wasn't competitive at all. That's one. Two, you getting hit with clean shots while you're not hitting the man at all. Three, he bombing away on you and you have little to no solutions. Four, it seems like the rounds are getting worse and Fundora's picking up the intensity as the fights go on. Why would the referee continue to let that shit happen? If you cannot find a way, you're taking all this punishment and it just seems to progressively get worse as the rounds go on. Why would he let it continue? You see Keith Thurman, look at the video. He stressed the fuck out. He over there trying to woo-side shit. This nigga got incense. You know what I mean? I thought niggas was smoking a little ganja over there, but I'm like, nah, that smoke a little bit too, you know what I mean, thin. You know what I'm saying? Like when motherfuckers be smoking weed, usually them clouds be a little thick. So this motherfucker got like this little necklace on that's supposed to, I guess, calm him down or be some type of spiritual shit.
What's the purpose of having a guard if I'm gonna be guard?
Clearly see the smoke right there. Look, you see smoke going on behind him. Niggas is lighting incense. He look like he in a meditation room or something. I don't know what the fuck he doing. But on top of that, Keith, your face still look fucked up. Y'all niggas fought. When did Keith and Fundora fight? Was that like March? Was that like March? When did y'all rumble? Let me find out real quick. Hold on. Keith Thurman fought Sebastian Fundora on March 28th, the end of March. Bro, it is the end of April. I mean, the end of May. So we went through the last part of March, all of April, damn near all of May, and your face still look bruised up. Your face still look bruised up. It's been, what, damn, 8 weeks and some change. And your face still look like you recovering from some shit. That don't tell you everything you need to know, bro. Look at Keith.
Guarded, and every time he hits me, you're gonna give him full credit.
Look at the fucking blackness underneath the eyes. Like the cuts and the swelling all gone, but you still got that skin discoloration underneath from all that abuse you took against Fundora. And you look old as shit. You look like you got old overnight. Look like your hairline even went more back. So this dude Keith Thurman crazy as shit. He delusional as fuck. He think that he was actually in the fight. He had some type of way to overcome the obstacles that was in front of him with Fundora. Bro, listen, bro. Keith, you were a good fighter. I don't think you was able to show that you was great, but you was a good fighter. You had tricks up your sleeve. You boxed real well. You punch hard. You had some good speed. You were explosive. You know what I mean? You was all right. I mean, you set good counters. I mean, you set traps real well. You know what I'm saying? You was a good boxer. But this time, bro, with all that inactivity, you being injury prone, you going up in a weight class that you do not belong in, went up against a motherfucking enigma, an anomaly in the 154-pound division. You fought a 6'7" Mexican. A 6'6", 6'7" Mexican that got a little bit of pop on his punches, could fight on the inside, just learned how to box from the outside, crazy reach. Well, he got like a fucking 6'6" reach or some shit like that. He got an insane reach. And from what I heard, the nigga make the weight easily. You just happened to be in there with somebody who had a little bit too much for you. And you talked a whole lot of shit. You was saying that you was Timber. You was playing all these different songs. I'm yelling Timber. And you had them kids there, and you was dressed like a motherfucking what you call a lumberjack and all that. Yo, that's all good, brother. That's all good. But this boy Fundora beat the shit out you like you did something to his daughter or something. You feel what I'm saying? So nobody want to hear that you you ain't get hit. No, Keith, you got hit a lot, brother. And just because you catch a shot on the high guard doesn't mean that you aren't taking punishment. That's why, for real, like I teach guys how to catch shots with the high guard, but it's not like the main source of defense that I go to because for real, you're still taking damage even if you're catching the shots. That's exactly what happened with Keith. So you could catch shots all day, but guess what? They still wearing away at your health bar. How to wait, bro? Do I really have to pull up a picture of Keith Thurman's face? Do I have to really do that, bro? Do I really got to pull up that motherfucking? So you telling me that this nigga ain't laying no punches on you? Meanwhile, there's a picture of you getting hit dead in your shit right here, and then this is how your face looked after the fight. You ain't rested your body, because usually when you wake up the next morning, you even more swollen. Nigga, this is how you look fresh off the fight. I could only imagine how you look the next morning, bro. When you woke up next to your wife, bro, I could only imagine. Bro, look at this shit. This a nigga who ain't laying shit on you? Really? Come on, man. Cut the bullshit, man. Keith, you need to let that shit go, bro. I know you embarrassed because you ain't want to get stopped, and you know what I mean? You got a warrior's heart, you got a warrior's mentality, so you don't want to go out like that. But the motherfucker had too much going for you, man. Too much going for you. Too many tools, man. And we low-key knew that was going to happen. I was trying to give motherfuckers the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, yo, Keith could actually do something, man. He might be able to do something. But we all knew where that shit was heading, bro. You ever like, I mean, your optimistic side wants you to see something, but then your realistic side telling you the whole time, bro, that shit not going to happen. This was one of those instances. I wanted to see Keith, do his thing. But once I seen Fundora keeping that range, and every time Keith tried to shoot a shot or overextended on a shot, he was getting countered. I was like, oh, it's over. Even when Fundora was trying to bang, bro, he was fucking Keith up. I'm like, all right, so this nigga's keeping the range on Keith, and then whenever he's giving up his range, he firing away on Keith. I said, oh, he fucked up all around the board. And Keith felt the difference. He's like, oh, shit, this ain't welterweight power. See, that nigga Brock Jarvis got Keith Thurman all gassed up. But Fundora ain't no motherfucking Brock Jarvis, bro. So it is what it is, man. You feel what I mean? I ain't gonna say too much outside of that. Yo, Keith, fall the fuck back, bro. Fall back. Don't stop embarrassing yourself, bro. Swallow your pride. Take the fucking L. If you gonna continue to box, continue to box, brother. If not, you could ride off into the sunset with that nice little payday you got. You got children, you got a wife. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure you got some good shit going on. Hopefully you put your money in the right places. Hopefully you not like Floyd. You know what I mean? Disrespecting your people, selling out for them pink people. You feel what I'm saying? And then when them pink people fuck you over, now you try and run back to your people and try to get people to stand by you during your unfortunate situation. Hopefully you not like Floyd. You know what I'm saying? Y'all see Floyd? Every chance Floyd get now, he over here trying to expose niggas for being frauds and them fucking them over. No. Keep that shit to yourself, man. Keep that shit to yourself, because when we was asking for Floyd to stand up for us with that whole Gucci blackface situation, one thing about me, I'm not a leader. I'm not a follower. I'm a leader. So I'm gonna buy Gucci. I'm gonna buy Gucci whenever I want. It's not Black Lives Matter. It's all lives matter. I'm standing for Israel. I'm gonna give them my plane to make sure that Israel has whatever it needs and all this shit. Niggas had you kissing the wall and all types of shit, cuz. You feel me? When we was asking you to stand up, to stand up for your people with that whole Donald Sterling situation, saying that he don't want black people at his games and shit like that, what you say? Oh, Donald Sterling, that's my guy. He's always been good to us. I never had no problems with Donald Sterling. I'm not gonna shit on Donald Sterling, bro. Every chance you had to show us that you was behind us, like we was behind you, all you did was disrespect us. That's all you did was disrespect us, say fuck us. When you was up, you got all, and the shit. Your fan base was the black, was black people. For real. The black fan is the reason why you got to where you got to. Not because of Mexico, not because of the Philippines, not because of Puerto Rico, but because of the black fans who looked up to you, Floyd. But when you was a 9-figure nigga, I got $100 million check and I ain't even cashed this shit yet. And you was out here saying, not not standing by your people during the Gucci blackface shit. You wasn't backing us during the Donald Sterling situation. You know what I'm saying? When we had all these issues as, black people over here, motherfucker, you ain't never, you know what I mean? You wasn't around to help nobody. Floyd, as a matter of fact, Floyd did do some things, but like, you know what I mean? When you could have definitely been more hands-on, but you was more worried about catering to other people and calling people your best friend, pretty much saying, fuck Al Heyman. Fuck Al Heyman. You start feeling like you made it somewhere because you was dealing with them pink people. And them pink people fucked you over. Now you on the internet running to your followers like, oh man, look, man, they stole from me. Nah, it's too late, brother. It's too late, brother. Go see them niggas that you sent that plane to. Go see if they gonna help you. Go see if they gonna help you. Well, I don't be forgetting that shit. They always run back when they need us, but when they don't need us, it's fuck us. When they got what they needed from us, it's fuck us. But once they go through some shit, or they fall back on some hard times, now they want to come back around. Man, yo, man, so check this out. Nick, fuck all that. Figure it out. Figure it out. You feel me? Can't stand a nigga who switch up like that, bro. I cannot stand niggas like that. For instance, I had a cousin, right? I got a cousin. He's still in jail. He in jail right now. But when he was out here, he was out here, getting to the money, doing Lord knows what, getting some little holes here and there. Bro, you couldn't tell this nigga nothing. He thought his shit ain't stink. Bro, I had a situation where I had gotten snuck on the ball court. I got snuck one time. I ended up getting that shit fixed quick. But he was running around telling niggas that I deserved it and shit. Whole time I was defending him. So the situation started with him. I was defending him. I get snuck by this boy. I go to square up with him. Like 6 of his homies was talking about fucking me up. And one thing about me, nigga, I know how to definitely defend myself. I'll wash the average nigga. Or even a regular nigga that could fight. I'll wash a lot of niggas. I'm not beating no 5, 6 niggas in a fight. I'm not Bruce Lee, nigga. You got me fucked up. One thing about me, I'm a smart nigga. I ain't about to get strolled because I got some pride or I'm trying to uphold my ego. I was like, all right. Man, I had the nigga information. I knew some shit about him already. I knew I was going to catch up to him. But that whole time, bro, that nigga was running him. Yeah, man, that nigga Mark deserve it, bro. You know what I mean? Like Mark think because he boxed, like niggas are scared of him. I never carried it that way my whole life. I was never a tough nigga my whole life, bro. I was only ever the bad niggas to bad niggas, bro. I was only ever the bad guy with bad guys. You feel me? That's how I always been. I got that quote from Dame Dash. That exemplifies me to a T. You feel me? So he was going around, bro. I defended him. So he was, yeah, man, that nigga Mark deserve it, blah, blah. And I never told him that I knew that shit because I ain't want to start no static with the fam and shit. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just, man, fuck this nigga. I ain't talking to this nigga no more, right? So he see me, yo, what's up, Mark? Yo, what's up, Mark? Yo, what up, nigga? Just keep that shit moving. This nigga get booked. This nigga got booked back during like COVID. This nigga still ain't out here. Now this nigga on the gram, following me off pages, and he like, damn, bro, everybody done forgot about me. Blah, blah. Like, nigga, this nigga girl, the girl that he had, she went and got pregnant by his mans and moved out somewhere far out in PA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, do all that be on that cocky shit now, nigga. Feel what I'm saying? You better hope them niggas stay off your ass, cuz. He was one of them niggas, he couldn't fight for shit. But he used to, his defense mechanism was his mouth. Pause. He used to talk a lot of shit. And some niggas get scared off that trash talk, so niggas will fall back and all that. No, not at all. Them niggas ain't gonna be going for that in there, man. But anyways, man, we got any last questions before we get up out of here, man? I know that was a long, drawn-out story and shit. But look at Keith, man. Keith going out sad than a motherfucker. This somebody who got some big ass wins. Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, you know what I mean? Unified the welterweight division when it was at one of his most exciting times. You know what I mean? Fought Manny Pacquiao, came up short in a great competitive fight, beat Mario Barrios, who came back and became champion just to get your ass whooped by Sebastian Fundora. Damn. Keith versus Charlo? Nah. I mean, I don't know, man. I want to see Charlo get back in the mix because he damn near retired himself. See, what they going to do, what Sandor Lukowicz and Fundora going to do is they going to take all these dudes with names that's old and inactive and take advantage of them. So I wouldn't be surprised if Fundora fight Jermell next and then get him up out of here. You know what I mean? Because Charlo, I keep hearing Charlo gonna come back for a tune-up, but if you sticking around with PBC, them niggas ain't gonna give you no money. Them niggas not even giving out guarantees. You eat what you kill. That's what they doing over there. Amazon. Amazon ain't giving them. They ain't giving them niggas no budget. You know what I mean? I heard niggas ain't even getting guarantees over there. What you sell is what you get. And I'm hearing a lot of some of them PBC niggas still ain't get paid for their fights. Fundora and them trying to take advantage of niggas with names that's on their way out. That's why he was trying to fight Arrow before. You know what I'm saying? He ended up fighting Keith. If he see Jermell Charlo, he might fight Jermell Charlo. Nigga ain't rumbled in 3 years and came off of a loss. And you wouldn't be surprised at all. But Jermell, he's scary. You know what I'm saying? He gonna try to do a tune-up. He gonna try to, nigga probably gonna try to fight Jorge Cota again or some shit like that and then try to get back in the mix. Nah, nigga. You ain't got time for that tune-up shit. Niggas ain't about to be paying you for no tune-ups. You want some money, you gonna have to fight somebody. Straight like that. So, you know what I mean? He said Fundora pussy. Fundora gonna build that resume up. That's what he gonna do. Sandor Lukowicz is gonna move him mad scary. They don't want to do, So the Boots is in the winner. Don't even put your head up on fighting Fundora, bro. Them niggas talking about they want to stay on, as long as it's on PBC. You know what I mean? They not trying to work with any sanctioning bodies because they wasn't willing to let him fight whoever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like Fundora, he gonna stay over on that PBC side on that little protection program and keep beating up on dudes that ain't nobody want to see him fight anyway. Nobody wanted to see him fight Keith Thurman. Nobody wanted to see him fight motherfucking Cordell Booker. Nobody wanted to see none of that shit. We ain't want to see a Tim Tszyu rematch, for real. Because as soon as you beat Tim Tszyu, he got sparked by Bakram. That shit, Tim Tszyu was runts after that. Nigga had to bounce back by beating up on bum-ass niggas in Australia. Come on, man. Fought Joey Spencer and shit. Joey Spencer got washed by Jesus Ramos and left Earth. Tim Tszyu beat him. He talking about he back. Hit the nigga with a David Benavidez combination. I'm back. Then you go and you get stopped after that. Quit in your corner. My boy Tricks in the building said, let's say Charlo has a comeback fight. It looks like he never left the division. Will Charlo versus Boots be a competitive fight? Yeah, I believe so. Because Charlo, I still think Boots beats him. Just like Jamal Charlo said himself. That's a bad style matchup for him. But one thing about Jermell, real strong, durable, good athleticism, explosive, and if Boots slip, Jermell can hit him with some hot shit. Jermell's a hell of a puncher, man. He punches through his targets and he hurts a lot of the people that he works with. But I think Boots will be too quick. You know what I'm saying? I think he gonna be too quick in terms of like reflexes, too fast in terms of hand speed. I see him lighting Jermell Charlo up, to be honest with you. If Boots is first with that jab, Jermell gonna have a tough time trying to settle his feet. Because ever since he's been training with Derrick James, he got to plant his feet in order to punch. If that jab stay on Jermell and Boots just keep turning him, running him into shots, turning him, Jermell gonna be in a shit ton of trouble, man. Jamel got a lot of experience. He ain't never fight nobody with boost qualities, bro. You know what I mean? My boy Ralph in the building said that's why I was saying Boost is probably only going to get 3 belts, the WBO and the WBA, and the IBF from Kelly Fundora not going to fight. I don't think so neither, bro. Samson a scary motherfucker. He do not believe in his product, man. He do not believe in his product. Once I heard he tried to put a rehydration clause on Xander, I was like, oh yeah, these niggas shook. Because mind you, Fundora had just got sparked by Brian Mendoza. He was given a crazy opportunity and just ended up having that fortunate situation with the elbow slicing Tim Tszyu, the top of Tim Tszyu head, because Tim Tszyu was doing well until that happened. And then, Fundora was able to become a champion from there. You know what I'm saying? But once I seen that, the WBO was trying to make a fight happen, you know what I mean? They going through the process and all that. And then Samson was like, oh, Xander's a big kid. We want a rehydration clause on him. It's like, bro, you got a 6'7", 54-pounder. And you worried about a nigga blowing up 20, 30 pounds? Once I seen that, and plus Xander like 22, 23, he a baby. Man. David is still with Samson, but David moves different. Yeah, I mean, I think Samson believes in David more than he believes in Sebastian. And if you had both of them, which one you gonna believe in more? You know what I'm saying? Samson seen David do it all since he was a young boy, beating champions up in the gym, sparring. You know what I mean? He trusts his product because that product gave him reassurance. Fundora getting better, but he's still very much beatable, in my opinion. You know what I mean? But from what I heard, David's contract with Samson expiring the end of this year. So don't be surprised if David don't fight for the rest of the year. I hope he come back the end of the year, but don't be surprised if he don't fight the rest of this year. Just like what Loma did with Top Rank. That nigga waited till the day that his contract expired to be like, yo, I'm coming back. What the fuck? We got any last questions before I get up out of here, man? Keith out here looking bad. Why would they stop it? He ain't landing a single punch. Going once, going twice. Nothing more, nothing less. Speak up or forever hold your peace, brothers and sisters. Keith said it was about to get fun. What the fuck is you talking about? Is that what he said? Nigga, that shit was about to get tragic. That shit was already there. You know what I mean? It's about to be some slow singing, the flower bringing. Tripping. When is the next live? I'm gonna try to come on tomorrow, man. It just depends on how I feel. You feel what I mean? I gotta get up early tomorrow. You know what I mean? Make sure my son in order. Or I'll probably just rest tomorrow. I don't know, man. I gotta play it by the day. It depends on how I feel on the day. You feel me? But if I do go live tomorrow, it'll be between 10:30 and 11. You feel me? And it also depends on what the news that's coming out, because we be so consistent with the lives. You know what I mean? That the news that's out, we already done spoke about it. So we be needing a couple days of some new shit to come out. We gotta see what's going on. They talking about Jack Catterall revealed that Shakur and Devin gonna fight. I doubt that. I don't think much of it. They got too much of a difference in weight. Shakur will go up to weight for certain niggas. He won't go up for Dev. Sound like selective smoke to me. Dev wants to stay at 47 where he's a champion at. Understandable. So we'll see. But anyways, y'all, I'm gonna get up out of here, man. Shout out to the nation and the mob for coming through and showing love as always. If y'all can go ahead and hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. We on the road to 4K. We well into the 3,500 mark, looking to crack that 3,600 mark in due time. Shout out to the nation and the mob for making this possible. We'll be back at y'all with another live. We'll see. Between 10:30 to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow to continue cooking up on what's going on in the boxing world. Until then, I hope you guys have a blessed, beautiful one. I'm up out of here, man. Peace.